colossal monument to human determination, the Great Wall of China is one of the most iconic symbols of ancient architecture. Spanning over 13,000 miles, it winds through deserts, mountains, and plains. But this impressive wall wasn't built in a single era or by a single ruler. Its construction spans more than 2 millennia, from the 7th century BCE through the 17th century CE, and it tells a story of defense, survival, and the struggle for power. Our story begins in the 7th century BCE, during a time when China was divided into several warring states. The nomadic tribes of the north, especially the Xiongnu, posed a constant threat to the more settled agricultural societies in the south. The northern tribes, skilled in horseback warfare, launched frequent raids on Chinese territories, prompting the need for defense. In response, early Chinese states began building simple walls and fortifications along their northern borders. These early walls were not the monumental Great Wall we know today, but rather small barriers built to protect individual kingdoms from invaders. The earliest walls were primarily defensive, intended to delay attacks, give time for the army to mobilize, and protect the farming communities. But the walls were not unified, and each state built their own defenses in isolation, resulting in a fragmented network of fortifications across northern China. It wasn't until 221 BCE, with the rise of China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, that the idea of a unified wall began to take shape. After unifying China through military conquest, Emperor Qin turned his attention to the northern frontier. The nomadic tribes, particularly the Xiongnu, remained a constant threat to the newly established Qin dynasty. Emperor Qin ordered the construction of a massive defensive barrier to protect his empire from these northern tribes. The early walls constructed during this period were mostly connected and reinforced, but still not the grand structure we see today. The purpose was clear: protect the Chinese people from invasion and keep the nomads at bay. These early walls were built using local materials, rammed earth, wood, and stone, and constructed by soldiers, peasants, and even prisoners. While not as grand as later sections, they marked the beginning of what would eventually become the Great Wall. With the fall of the Qin dynasty, the Han dynasty took control in 206 BCE. The Han emperors continued to expand the walls, but their goals had shifted. Instead of just fending off northern invaders, they now sought to protect the lucrative Silk Road, a trade route that stretched across Central Asia and connected China with the West. The Han dynasty built more extensive fortifications, extending the Great Wall into new territories. While these walls still served to repel invasions, they also played a crucial role in securing the trade routes and facilitating commerce between East and West. During this period, the Great Wall was more than just a defensive structure. It became a symbol of China's economic power, helping to safeguard the flow of goods, ideas, and culture across continents. The most famous sections of the Great Wall, however, were built during the Ming Dynasty, 1368 to 1644. After the fall of the Yuan Dynasty, founded by the Mongols, the Ming rulers were determined to protect their empire from further Mongol invasions. The Mongols had previously used the wall's earlier sections to their advantage, and the Ming knew that a stronger, more fortified structure was essential for China's security. During the Ming period, the Great Wall was transformed from a series of scattered fortifications into a formidable, organized barrier. The wall was now constructed with advanced techniques, including stone and brick, and featured impressive watchtowers, troop stations, and defensive positions. Some sections were even equipped with cannons and other artillery to repel invaders more effectively. The Ming Wall, which stretches over 13,000 miles, was the culmination of centuries of work. It was an engineering marvel of its time, stretching from the Bohai Sea in the east to the Gobi Desert in the west. This massive wall was no longer just a symbol of defense. It became a lasting testament to the determination and strength of the Chinese people. Over the centuries, the Great Wall evolved from a practical defense into a cultural symbol. It represents China's resilience, ingenuity, and determination in the face of adversity. But despite its strength and length, the wall was not impenetrable. It could not prevent every invasion, and it did not keep every threat at bay. After the fall of the Ming dynasty and the rise of the Qing dynasty in the 17th century, the wall's military significance began to diminish. The Qing Empire, which ruled China from 1644 to 1912, expanded the borders far beyond the wall, and the nomadic threats to China's northern frontier gradually diminished. The Great Wall, once a mighty fortress, no longer served its original purpose, but its legacy as an icon of Chinese history remained. Today, the Great Wall of China stands not only as a historical monument, but also as a symbol of the endurance of human spirit. Its massive scale and its long history remind us of the lengths people will go to protect their homeland, and the persistence needed to overcome vast challenges. The wall is more than just a physical barrier. It represents the crossroads of cultures and the connection between ancient China and the rest of the world. Its stories of labor, survival, and determination continue to inspire millions of people today. The Great Wall of China is not just a wall. It's a piece of history that tells the story of a nation's strength, ambition, and will to survive. From the early walls built in the 7th century BCE to the massive Ming Dynasty walls stretching over 13,000 miles, the Great Wall remains a symbol of China's enduring legacy, a testament to the power of human creativity and perseverance. Like, subscribe, and share for more historical explorations.